Hello everyone, this is Shruti Saxena Das, and in this video we are going to discuss about functions of session layer. So session layer is the fifth layer of OSI model, and the basic purpose of this layer is to create a connection by starting a session between an application in one computer and another application in the second computer. Okay, so suppose there are two machines, one is client, another one is server. Okay, suppose you are using Gmail. So in that case also, if you are the client, Gmail is going to ask about your user ID and password. If your user ID and password is validated, then only you can access your inbox, or you'll be connected to the server where your information is stored. Fine. So that is the scenario over here. So first of all, you need to be authenticated, and then only you'll be able to access information. You cannot access everything. Okay, once your identity is validated, then only session is started. In some of the websites, you must have seen that while registration or while performing something, there is some time limit. So when your session starts, at that time your time counter also starts. You need to complete your task within that time limit. If you are not able to complete that session, then simply you have to start it again. Fine. So like suppose you must have seen that whenever any website sends OTP to your mobile, at that time also some timer starts. Okay, that timer automatically ends, and by the time it ends, if you are not able to write that OTP, then you need to start it again. Okay, or you need to initiate the resend option. So that is the case of session. So once the session is started, then only your client will be able to access information from server. So for that purpose, we are having a function which is performed by this session layer, which is known as dialog controller. So it allows the systems to communicate in either half duplex or full duplex mode. So if client wants to communicate with server, client is needed to be authenticated. So for authentication, user ID and password is needed, and for that also many websites provide so many options. Like you must have seen that when you open a particular website, you may get certain options, like you can log in, either you can sign up or you can log in via Facebook, via Google. So if you are choosing Google option, then that website retrieves your information from Google. If you are using Facebook option, then that particular website can retrieve your information from Facebook and authenticates you. So first thing is authentication. If one machine wants to communicate with another machine, then first thing is authentication. Once your identity is validated after authentication, once your identity is validated, then session can be started. Okay, and the second thing is authorization in this dialog control. So authorization means, see, after authentication also, if you are one of the authorized user, then only you will be able to access everything. Like some of the sites like Voot or Hotstar, some of these sites you must have seen that you can access some of the content if you are not a paid user. If you are not an authorized user, then you may be able to access some of the movies, you may be able to access some of the shows, but you won't be able to access everything. So for that, authorization is needed. You need to be authorized by the website. So that is the case, that once you are authenticated, then you need to be authorized, then only you'll be able to access everything. Fine. So that is the first function of session layer, that whenever a machine wants to communicate with another machine, first of all we need to establish a connection between those machines. Okay, so that connection which is established by these machines or these processes or application, that is known as dialog control. So that is your dialog control, when one machine establishes a connection with another machine. So when I'm talking about machine connection, that means your process to process connection. So when one process communicates with another process, at that time it is known as dialog control. So once communication is established, after that they can communicate either using half duplex mode or full duplex mode. So that is the first function of your session layer. The second function says creation of checkpoints. Okay, it is done for synchronization purpose. So basically it adds your synchronization points or checkpoints in the data streams for long communication. So suppose if you are sending 100 pages, okay, suppose you have to send, this is your stream, data stream which you want to send, which sender wants to send, and it consists of 100 pages, from 1 to 100. You are having 100 pages. In this case, if suppose we can apply checkpoint after every 20 page, so 20, 40, 60, 80, like this, and 100. So we can apply checkpoints after every 20 pages. So by applying these checkpoints, what will happen, that in case of any failure, only the streams after the checkpoint have to be retransmitted. So suppose in this case, when we were transferring 1 to 100 pages, so at that time suppose failure occurs at 90. Okay, at this particular point failure occurs. So in this case, if you have maintained checkpoints, then there is no need to retransmit pages from 1 to 80. At 80 we have created a checkpoint, that means we need to retransmit the data after 80 only. We do not need to transmit the whole data stream. So that is the purpose of using checkpoints. You must have seen that whenever you download any, suppose you are downloading some movie, now movie must be having some checkpoints. So suppose your data is finished, okay, this is your downloading stream. Okay, you must be suppose you are downloading some movie, and movie is downloaded, you have some checkpoints like this, yellow bars. So if suppose your movie is downloaded till here and your data ends, and after that you are not able to download it further, then next day you can start it again. Whenever you have data, you can start it again, and at that time it will be started from the checkpoint only. Fine, there is no need to start it from the beginning. Downloading is not needed to be started from the beginning. You can start it from the point where the last checkpoint was finished. So like this you can create checkpoints. Okay, basically it is for synchronization. So this ensures that the data streams up to the checkpoints are successfully received and acknowledged. So I hope you must have understood this point also. Then one of the method or one of the function of this layer is token management. So in case of token management also, it prevents the two users to simultaneously attempt the same critical operation. So if suppose you are performing some online transaction on any one account, then on the same account another transaction won't be happened at the same time. Okay, so token management means that it will prevent the two users to simultaneously attempt the same critical operation. So whenever you are using any bank's API, or whenever you are performing any online transaction, at that time this token management is used, that if you are attempting any transaction on any particular bank account, then on the same bank account, on this at the same time, no other application can access, can modify your account details or the data which your account is having. So that is the purpose of using token management. Okay, this you must have studied in your database also, the asset properties. So that should be maintained. It should be mutually exclusive. So these three are the main functions of session layer. So you need to remember that the first one is dialogue control. That means a session should be established between the sender and receiver, or the client or the server, before using any data, or before sending or receiving any data. Session should be established. After that, so I give the example of Gmail, like if clients want to access Gmail account, for that also particular port number will be used. Okay, port number, certain port number is dedicated for Gmail, so that port number will be used over here, and from here session will be established once the user is authenticated. So after authentication, authorization is needed. Then we discussed about checkpoints. What is the necessity, what is the use of checkpoints? In case of any failure, there is no need to start retransmission from the beginning. If you are maintaining checkpoints, if you are maintaining synchronization points, so in that case only you have to start after the last checkpoint. Then the third one is token management. So it prevents multiple users to simultaneously access the same account or same critical operation. Fine. So these are the major functions of session layer. I hope you must have understood. In case of any confusion, you can ask it in the comment section. Thank you so much.